This is Unit 1, Lesson 6. This is the last two practice problems of the lesson. Hopefully you have picked a method of the previous two that you like to use, and we'll use them on the two examples below. I personally like the copy the angle method because it's less steps, less things I have to remember. Again, up to you which one you want to choose to use for these examples. So I will use method 1 for the first one, and I will show method 2 for the second one. Again, you can use whatever method you would like. So for the first method, we're going to copy an angle. So our first step is to make a line or a transversal. Our next step is to copy the angle formed by that line we just made, NCD. So I make a nice arc. And I'm going to transfer that up to point O and make an arc of the same size. I'm now going to use my compass to measure the opening of the first arc. Again, we're copying the angle, so that's the second step. So I've copied that angle, and I'm going to transfer it up to where the arc that I made, that intersection of the line, is, not to O. Okay, we're not transferring it to O. We need another point in addition to O. So where those two arcs intersect, we can put a point. And through O and the point we just made, we can put a line. Right? It's said to label the line OT. So we already have a point O, so I'm going to label this point T. And again, these are parallel, so I can put the little parallel markings on there. And that is it for practice example number 1. For number 2, I'm going to use the second method, which involves the perpendicular lines. Again, I prefer the first method. I think it's slightly less work. So first thing we're going to do is extend the line YZ. I'm going to put my compass on point X and construct the line perpendicular to YZ through a point X not on the line. So a lot more marks I have to make to use this method than the previous one, but again, whatever you prefer. Where those two arcs intersect, we can put a point, and through those 2 points, we could put a line. Extend my first line a little bit. We now need to do the construction of a perpendicular line through a point on the line. Again, X is the point on the line that we now want to be perpendicular to, so that these corresponding angles here end up being congruent. So I put my compass on X, and I'm going to make a circle centered at X. And I transfer my compass to one endpoint of the circle, and I'm going to do the bisector of that diameter. And I'm going to put my compass on the other endpoint of that diameter. Make an arc to intersect the other blue one. Where those two arcs intersect, we can put points, and through any 2 points, we can put a line. So there is my line that is parallel to YZ and passing through point X. Do we need to label that anything? It didn't ask us to, so we do not. And that is it for this example.